Putin's direct attack on NATO. This is what we will talk about today. Hello there, I'm Melina. Welcome back to my channel Enough of Propaganda. Please like, subscribe, share my videos. Let's make truth available for everyone. Sorry I was away for a while and I'm still away. I'm traveling in Europe, and but I still help in Ukraine. I still working to help Ukrainians, and I'm still standing for the truth. I don't have any agendas. I don't work for any governments. I'm just one person who bothered to research the war in Ukraine since the very beginning of this war in 2014. And this is why I decided to make my channel, to tell people the truth and to prove it with video facts and video evidence. So today we will talk about Russian direct open attack on Poland, when over 20 drones, proven according to Sikorsky, 19 completely proven, but it was more than that. The problem with all of this, it's not just it was deliberate attack. It's a testing ground. Will NATO respond or not? And thanks to American Orange Clown, who's Russian puppet, as I told you and proved it to you in many of my videos, it's just mind-boggling how people could tolerate all of this. Not only they let the guy in power, the guy who was having Donald Trump, his fascist rhetorics and everything like that, he literally quoted Hitler, Stalin and Mussolini. And no big deal. So he failed to respond. He failed at deterrence completely. So all the Republicans who I know who were saying, oh, Biden is failing, he did not deter Putin in 2022, neither did Obama in 2014, neither did any foreign leader. Nobody could deter Putin at the time. Nobody could stop Putin. They could do deterrence. They could have been tough on Putin and put real sanctions, real tough sanctions, but they still failing. And Poland, out of all countries, Poland knew what is going on and what's gonna happen. And yet, Poland basically failed. They had 11 years of war in Ukraine to prepare themselves to attacks like this. And I knew, and I told you in my videos, that Putin will test NATO. Only I thought it will be somebody like Estonia or one of the 3 Baltic countries. And yet Putin decided to attack on Poland. What's significant on that Russian-Belarus exercises Zapad 2025. In case many of you didn't know or don't remember, I told about it in my videos and proved it. The exercises Russia and Belarus in 2013 was exact training of Russian attack on Crimea in February 2014, which all of this happened before the Euromaidan, the second Euromaidan in Ukraine, which Russia is trying to blame for something, saying, oh, it's because of Maidan. Maidan happened in November 2013, started. Russian-Belarus exercises practicing Russian attack on Crimea involved all the branches of Russian army, was in September 2013 on that Russian-Belarus exercises Zapad or West 2013. And now it's West 2025. Russia practicing attacks on NATO, direct open attacks, because hybrid attacks was already happening for a long time. Again, I am sending you to my video Russians attacks on NATO, where it's explained and proven by the investigations, by the insider and so on, with facts and proofs, how exactly they get in, what kind of FSB officers they were, who they were, how did they bring the explosives, and how they tried to assassinate, for example, Yemelian Gebrev in Bulgaria, how they tried to make a coup in Montenegro, and later on, like recently, they tried to assassinate the chief of the Rheinmetall concern in Germany and so on, trying to sneak up ships full of explosives into the European ports, and so on. So these are the facts, the known facts. And yet, everybody acting like they're so surprised. Oh boy, Russia attacked Poland. Who knew? Everybody knew. Who was watching this war, everybody knew it gonna happen. Yet Poland failed. United States failed. And NATO failed. And all because they elected, or I'm not so sure he was legally elected, Orange, Putin's puppet. Putin's basically pawn. And I don't care. He doing it because of his stupidity. He doing it because Putin promised him share the world with him, or because he is corrupt, or this and that. Americans should deal with him. They get him into power. So NATO is weak. NATO will not defend the countries inside NATO. So Europe should wake up finally and started to think for themselves. They need to start helping Ukraine now and quickly. Otherwise, World War III is coming. Here in Europe, in France in particular, I personally visited the sites of World War I. Whereas in 2016, in 1916 and 1914, there were bloodiest battles. I have seen the crater, the size of a house basically, the biggest crater of the bomb in France, which was during that war. Thousands of people died. Canadians died. Canadian soldiers, like, for example, from Newfoundland, which wasn't even part of Canada at the time, 700 of them in one day went into the battle, and only 68 came back. Another time, 3,000 Canadians died during the attacks on, even in World War II. I visited Vimy Ridge, I visited Juno Beach, and so on. The countries helped Europe. Canada helped. Britain helped. And United States only get into the war later, after all of them, after Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. Meanwhile, the USSR was fighting basically was buddies with Hitler in the beginning of this war, until Hitler attacked the USSR. So we, as a society, should have been learning all of this. Turn out to be humankind. People are basically morons. They don't learn anything. They don't learn from the wars that happened. They don't learn from all that blood was spilled. Enormous amount of people were killed for no reason whatsoever, just because somebody decided to start a war. Like little dictator from Germany decided, how about I start the war and grab more? Now little dictator from Russia, Putin, decided to do the same thing. And so far the world is failing to stop him. Ukraine achieved a lot. Ukraine basically every day bombing Russian either military facilities, or the space center in Crimea they just bombed, or shot by the drones and so on. Or they shutting down basically Russian oil refineries, blowing up oil refineries, and trying to stop this war from happening. And yet, surprise, surprise, Trump still kissing Putin's shoes and supporting him in every way. He throw United States into the garbage under the feet of Russian dictator for no reason whatsoever. I'll talk about the United States in a different video, but my point is, this time Russia literally tested NATO openly, and NATO failed. Thanks to Trump, and thanks to unpreparedness of Europe, they still blah 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 instead of doing something. Instead of stopping Putin's puppets like Trump, like Orban, like Slovakia, like Fico, like Vucic, and so on. This has to stop. Another World War III is basically coming. And more people will die. Millions of people will die. World War I and World War II, learn the lessons. Learn the truth and stay informed. Thank you for watching, and see you later.